Well, hello everybody. I'm glad you're here. I'm Marty Whitney with ARTitude Adjustment. I teach fun art, not fine art. And if you were here yesterday, I'm glad you came back. I'm going to take care of being able to see your comments now. There you go. So if there's anything wrong with the volume or you can't hear me or anything like that, you know that's common. And so I want you to just speak up and say something. We are in our motorhome right now. We travel full-time and I teach at RV rallies all over the country. And I also teach at RV manufacturers and private resorts for RVs. So if you've ever come to one of my classes, I'm glad that you're here. I have wanted to show you what we've been working on because it's a lot of fun. Hey Maureen, oh, I'm glad you're back. And did you go to your high school reunion? Anyway, this is what we're working on this week. We're doing autumn leaves, and I posted some pictures of some, like, this has two sides, so we're going to get double leaves out of this and double design out of it. Someone asked me, or several of you have asked me, where I got these. I remembered, and I remember I got them at Target, probably in Goshen, Indiana, or Indianapolis, or something like that. So anyway, you know how Target puts those wooden shapes at the front of the store? That's where I got it. So I couldn't remember if I got them at Target or what. But this is what I've been working on so far today, because I told you I wanted to make these a little unique, and I wanted to make them so that they were a little different than other, and all of them can be different. But this is what I've worked on so far. I don't know whether you can see that better. Tell me if you like the design. I did this with Signo Uniball marker, and underneath it is one of the paintings that we did yesterday. And I am having a bad connection. I can see it halting, but I'm going to continue with it because I know that my signal should be fine where I am. I'm in Red Bay, Alabama, but I always have a good connection where I am. So I'm going to show you these. Let me just show you the supplies that I'm using. To begin with, I gessoed these with an acrylic gesso, and then I used just basic acrylic paint, and this is my palette that I've used today. You can see it's kind of like green, oranges, reds, yellows, fall colors, except for some of my touch-ups. And then whenever I did my pen and ink, I used the Signo Uniball broad marker. Now I buy these from Amazon, but I also have found them at art supply places. I wasn't able to find them at Hobby Lobby. I don't know why they don't carry them, because they're great for lettering. I also finished them with a triple thick. Now this is the liquid that you roll on with your brush. I just chose to do that because I wanted to asphyxiate everybody in my RV today. Not really, but that's what happened. They're not really that strong. If you want to, you can carry it outside. This is a triple thick clear glaze, so that gives you an example of some of the supplies. Oh, also I found a brown marker that I wanted to use instead of the black. I wanted them to be kind of subtle, and so that's why I did that. Now today I'm going to show you how I did that, because some of you are saying, well, yeah, but I can't do that. So anyway, what we're going to do is I'm going to, oh, and I forgot to welcome you to the show. So glad you're here, and we're going to get on with our painting right now. I have also used just various brushes in this, no big deal. Probably what you have on hand is fine, and what your acrylics are, you might need to add some more fall colors. But I'm going to go little and give you the ability to see me working here, because no big secret or anything, but it is a lot of fun. So I'll put these out of the way, and we'll just work on I'll work on a leaf right now, if that's okay with you. Hi, Heidi. I don't know why my internet keeps cutting out. I never have problems here in Red Bay, so I don't know what it's about. And you see the basic colors here were more or less to bring out a few fall colors that you usually see in fall leaves. This is going to be a background now, and I'm just going to take my white marker. Wish I could carry it down a little lower, but I don't think that's possible. So all I'm doing is taking my marker and just outlining. Let me see. I ordered some more pens today just because I go through these a lot. White on the black paper is beautiful, and I love it. So, and we'll follow this outline here. The leaves have been painted gold already here, but I had some gold paint, and I mixed it with a triple thick, and when I had gone out of the line or whatever, I just went over it and repaired where I had gotten ink. So you can see that this is what I've done so far. Now I'm going to make kind of a row so I can do my checks. You can make your own design. I just know that I see the same leaves every year, and I wanted something new. A couple of these I'm going to put aside, and I will use those for some affirmations or some print sayings. So if you can see this, you can see now I've made 2 lines, and then I'm going to go down, just draw a line down to the bottom of the leaf and kind of divide this into sections, which looks like I'll go from here and go from here and go from here and go from here and go from, so it's going really from those areas that have points. So there we are so far. And like I said, you can use your own creativeness to change this. I don't care. The bottom color is going to be so subtle in this, and that's why I love it. Okay, so here's where I just made cross lines, just straight lines. They're diagonal lines, and those are just going to form the bottom. Okay, now the next area, if I'm reading this right, is just going to be swirls until I fill up the whole area with swirls. Now, like I said, this is my design. You might just want to get really creative and do, all kind of stuff in here. I'm going to hold this one up in just a minute and show you what I've done. But you can tell from this, it's not a big, fancy deal. Anybody can do this. Okay, so there is the swirls. The next area, oh, I did these. I just did dots. And I connected the dots with lines after I went around that area. I noticed whenever I've put the triple thick on these, it just doesn't matter how you put these down, they're all going to turn out nice. So don't worry about, oh, I missed a dot or whatever. I'm just going to quickly fill in these lines so you can see. I appreciate the comments that y'all have been making to me. After I finish with my Facebook Lives, I always upload them to YouTube, so that what that means to you is that you have access to these if you decide to do them afterward. So it gives you an opportunity just to look at this live and see if it's something you want to do. These designs can be done, you could do them on pumpkins if you wanted to. I have another design for a pumpkin that we're going to do next week. I think we'll do pumpkins. Let's see. Up here is, let's see, what is it? Okay. This was just more kind of diagonal lines, and they just kind of match up. I hope everything's okay where you are and that the weather is straightening out. I have lots of friends in Florida, and I hear that they're ready to get back home and get back to business. This one, I'm just going to kind of connect the lines here. We're just going to have to hope that the hurricane goes away soon. Now, over here is where I just start making lines that will be checks that I'll fill in. Now, I'm going to stop this because you can see what I'm doing here, and I want to show you a couple of painted, where I'm going to paint a couple of these, and you can continue, and you can do it. So I just don't want to finish this and you say, hey, she did, because I did this yesterday. I'm just going to take kind of like a filbert brush, just a medium brush, and I'll wet it. Like, this is, these leaves have been primed. And what I mean by that is that this one was a dark brown. And so when I primed it, it made it so that it would look pretty for the paint, look nice. I'm just going to start with and I'm going to lighten this up, blend it a little bit. Nothing fancy. See, I just want you to be creative. And this green is going to go over here because that happens in the fall. Some of your leaves are just left like that. Now, I like a little bit of purple in here because it's so pretty behind the writing. And I'll put some green in here. This is a darker green. See, I don't even have to wash off my brush. It's kind of a dirty leaf anyway. This isn't going to matter. I think I'll put a little bit of yellow. Like I said, this isn't going to matter a whole lot. Because it's going to be so subtle in back of whatever we do with it, like writing it and everything. I had one little pumpkin that I haven't decided what to do with, but I did paint it. It's also got another side that I can do something crazy on. And so I wanted to tell you I have a private group. I don't know whether you knew, Maureen, but everything was approved for us to have a group called ARTitude VIPs, and that would be ARTitude VIPs group. And so you come in there, and it's a private group. There aren't people, it'll be an area where you will be free to ask questions, to see, to receive newsletters that I put out, and that an area where I can give a little more attention to people who are making gifts or painting or whatever. So, and I'll be able to get back to you and answer any questions that you might have. So, I've been teaching this class for over 8 years, and it was called Attitude Adjustment. I just felt like ARTitude was a little more appropriate, and we have a real good time in there. I'll tell jokes, and you know, this has been a kind of a unusual time getting to feel comfortable doing Facebook Lives, but it's almost like getting in front of my class. It just is a lot of fun to talk to people about something that's so relaxing to me, and you can tell that I am relaxed whenever I talk about it. Hey, Rhonda. And so we're going to be taking these leaves, and they will finish up looking something like this. I still have to work on that one. Where's the one that I finished? Here's one that I finished. We just want them to look a little bit unique, but like I said, both of these sides are paintable. So we're going to have designs on both sides when we're finished. I also have found these really neat ribbons that I'll be putting on them just so you can hang them up, and I've got some jute string as well that'll go through there and just kind of make it look a little rustic. I wanted these to be a little bit different. This is the maple leaf, so every one of these are going to be different and unique. So we're just going to, as I paint these, they're going to be very unique because their colors will show through. I'm going to put a little bit of red in this one, and the colors will be very unique and subtle. So I have a group called ARTitude Adjustment, and those are people that that's the name of my class that I've been teaching. Well, that's a weird leaf there. No. I'd like to thank you for looking today. Let me see if I can do any more of these. No, that was wet. I put my hand right in it. This one is done, and yesterday a couple of people said, "Where did you get those?" And I was thinking, did I get them at Michael's? I mean, we go to stores all over the country. I'm the Hobby Lobby queen of being in more Hobby Lobbies than anybody in the whole world, I think, because I always have to pick up supplies for classes that I'm teaching, and honestly, I can go blindfolded in any Hobby Lobby. They're all laid out the same, and that's good for me because I don't want to stay in there any more than I have to when we're traveling. But I love, but anyway, the short story, long story that I make into a long story is that I really thought about this, and I believe that I bought these at Target in Goshen, Indiana. And I was going through looking for some other thing. Oh, I was looking for cutout pineapples. Do any of y'all remember when they had the cutout pineapples? They're beautiful. And you know what I've done with them? Absolutely nothing. But I'm going to. But they're wooden pineapples, and I thought, oh, these are, I can really find some use for these. Okay, so I'm going to show you one more time what, if you've got a moment to stay, what we're going to do with these. I'll put my brush over there, and this is drying. I got big plans for that pumpkin. And then I've got a paper mache pumpkin that I got from Hobby Lobby, 40% off if y'all want to go through there. Let me paint this one. It looks like it's the last one I've got to do. Leka. Did I say it right? I'm so glad you're here. Leka. If you're unable to catch the replay on this one, you'll always find these downloaded or uploaded, I mean, to my channel called ARTitude Adjustment on YouTube. I put those over there because I don't want to lose them, and I can use those for classes later on. Just blend this. I'll put a little bit of We're not seeing the leaves change in Northwest Alabama either, so, but they're going to. If you're seeing them where you are, just let me know. I'm so glad y'all are here today, though. And just put a little bit of orange on this one, and we're through. Okay. Now I'm on here every day at 3 p.m. Usually I advertise it online, so you'll know that I'm going to be here. Okay, see, this one is going to be fine because it's going to bring in some subtle colors like you see in fall leaves. Okay, right now you say, oh, that's ugly. No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay. Every one of these are going to be different, just like God makes leaves. And us. We're all unique. So if you have any questions, just pipe in. I try to make this about 25 minutes if I can. I'm going to do this with a brown pen. I think actually this is a black one. And I'm going to do it using this as a guide. Okay, now a lot of times when I'm sitting here and I'm painting or trying to get these similar, although I wasn't going to do that, I didn't realize this was the one. Okay. Now what I did here was take a little a brown pen, and I kind of made this so you could see veins. I have another brown pen. Here it is. And it can just make some very fine veins in the leaves, but it just gives you a little more to look at. Okay, anyway, I'm going to let these dry, and then tomorrow I'll show you how I use the triple thick to finish these. We're going to continue working on the leaves until I finish them. Hey, Christy, how you doing? Thank you. Let me show you something, Christy, because you'll like this. Christy is a teacher, because I would like, this one is one that is not completed. This is one that's done with a brown ink, one with a white ink, and this is the one with the white ink. These have been finished with triple thick. They have gold, and they also have another side, which I'm going to be completing. So anyway, I told you I'd try to keep you no longer than 25 minutes. I'm glad that you're here, and hope you'll come back tomorrow. So I'm Marty Whitney with ARTitude Adjustment, and I just hope you have a good evening. It's a great day to have a great day. Bye-bye now.